You know the movies that you like to watch on Sunday? Yeah? Like to put more feel good in the feel good. If you want to experience the countryside without going to the countryside, watch Free Run. When you see yourself in a character, it's easier for you to continue watching something because it's like you're looking at yourself. If an anime bore has me beyond 4 episodes, there has to be that one thing that has made me pique intrigue that I'm like, okay, let me be a bit more patient beyond the 4 episodes.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of the What About Anime podcast. I'm here with
Wabai, as usual, the usual culprit, usual suspect.
Wabai, then Keith Khan.
Keith Khan. Yeah.
Today we're not with Dick Chan, but let's roll it.
Every time you say that just smashes me. But yeah, so Keith, man, what's today's topic? Tell us.
Today's topic: feel good animation. Feel good animation that just gives you that peace of mind. It doesn't have to be slice of life, but
is that your description, or like is that how you understand what a feel good show is? Something that gives you peace of mind.
Yeah,
that's what you understand by it.
Yeah, I feel like it just removes you from reality.
Oh, me it doesn't. It just makes reality soothing. Okay, it's like for me it's like easy going. Like I would compare it to lo-fi music. It's like chill. Like there's not too much going on. It's just like it's chill, man. Like it's chill.
It's chill.
Yeah.
No, but the reason why I say it like eliminates me from like reality, because usually like there's a lot of like problems with ADHD. Like
for yourself.
My attention span usually is very, very low. So when I get into like a feel good anime, like I feel like I've been restored to like default.
To default before ADHD.
Yeah, before my attention span became like so low.
Okay. Yeah. So that means is it harder to watch a feel good show because it's like the pacing is a bit like it's for more patience?
Yeah, but then like usually for me, if I cross like at least 5 episodes and I feel like this is my default, it's giving me that default phase, I just roll with it.
Okay, bring up the topic or like the anime particularly in question for today.
Yeah, we had a good anime that someone recommended like a lot.
Yeah, man, I was glazing it. I honestly thought it deserved more praise than it happened to have gotten from the local anime fans. Like other people seem to have appreciated it. Maybe we're just not enlightened enough. But like you know when you watch something and you're like, hey man, let me put my boy on. You put him on and his reaction is not your reaction. You're like,
nah, chief.
You've missed out on peak, man.
Yeah.
So like, anyway, cut the story short. The conversation is about Free Run. I recommended it to Keith. So Keith should tell us, what did you think when you watched it?
The first time you recommended it to me, we had to watch it like so fast because the next day we had to shoot the pod, right? And I hadn't watched it.
Yeah.
So what happened? And I realized it like recently. I only watched 1 episode.
The very first time?
Yeah, the very first time.
Not now. Today I've watched more than 1 episode.
Today I've watched more than 1 episode.
Okay, say less. Because then, And what, best of the 1 episode you watched, what, like...
I really feel bad because I told you that it was really, really bad. That it was...
After 1 episode,
After 1 episode,
Snake.
After 1 episode, I told him that it's not that good.
This guy, Snake.
But then, the next episode, and then the next episode, it started making sense.
After how many episodes? Okay, like what episode number?
I think after episode 1.
Go for it made sense.
I feel like it picked up for me.
For me, it picked like on episode 7.
Damn.
Like
what was happening?
Consistent, like where I could watch it without wanting to make myself watch it. Yeah, because the beginning is slow, yo. It's the priest, Free Run training the priests, the Khabib, I forgot his name. Fan. Free Run training Fan. Like that was like it was so slow. It felt like a filler arc. Of at the beginning it felt like I'm beginning with a filler arc. So I was like it dragged beyond the 4 episode rule, because usually there's after 4 episodes to tell for me and most guys is like to tell if an anime is good or bad. But it went beyond the 4 episode rule. So I was like I was really still dragging my feet until I think I don't know what episode Fan stopped did the when she actually like her magic like went up, like it became stronger.
Well,
I think that's about where it peaked for me.
Yeah.
But like the story was good. Not that the story was bad. It was just like very slow. It was like a very slow song. So I had to stay awake and attentive, because otherwise, man,
That's the first thing that happened to me. Actually, I feel like I dragged episode 1 because I didn't know what was happening, to be honest.
But then, as an artist, knowing every good art requires patience. I was patient. So I was like, man, let me... Okay, also the fact that I feel like if I just randomly... Like if I'd watched Frieren without knowing about Frieren, like you know how you just randomly go to your anime catalog and you're like, randomly like find an anime and you're like, let me watch something new. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. I want to be unique, so let me watch it. So if I discovered Frieren on that end, may have a 4-episode rule. After 4 episodes, if you're not peaking,
what do you want to see after 4 episodes?
What do I want to see after 4 episodes?
Yeah.
Like, okay, by 4 episodes, it has shown you the narrative. Like, they've laid the ground of this is where the story is headed. They've shown you what characters are most probably going to be seen on screen. Not dead, alive, but like they're going to be appearing more.
Yeah.
They're going to be important. Like, you can see the lead. And then the way the Frieren story is told is sort of similar to... this is a very, very... what's ambitious, or like I might be disrespecting, but like it's the way it's written. It has that AOT writing of they start from the end, but okay, though here you don't know that. Here you know it's the end. AOT you don't know it's the end, because they tell the story from the beginning, then now they start reflecting. When they start going on the journey, they're reflecting on the past journey that Frieren went on with the other, what are they called as a unit?
I think crew.
No,
Not a crew.
they call them something. Man, I have a very bad memory. I watched this like a week ago.
Retention span.
My retention span is bad, but I remember like the basic gist. Yeah. So the first magic club, they're called something. Squad club. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, they're called. A crew. So the reference now they're showing us the first guys you traveled with and why they were traveling with them. Then the guy with the blue hair, what's his name?
Himmel.
The mighty sword warrior, the mighty something.
That guy was so cocky.
That
man.
guy was I'm not going to spoil, but he was a fraud. That's what you should know.
Did he actually live up to expectation? Because
no,
I've not yet finished it.
If I tell you the answer, I would be spoiling. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because their whole journey because they didn't show us how they defeated the Demon King. Not that I remember.
They haven't.
But Frieren keeps on like saying that he is the guy, he is the one
who defeated the Demon King.
Demon King.
Man, you know, Frieren is also like, it's a story about boys, like you and your pals, like you go on a journey. They have Solida, by the way, like they're like really tight knit, like as a crew. And okay, much later they also show us like it's like they keep giving us like small glimpses in relevant context to what the actual situation that's happening. Let's say these guys are now fighting in a specific town. They show us let's say this time last year when Frieren was here. Okay, it wasn't last year, but the last couple of decades that she was here with the other old crew, and then they show us what happens. So we get to know much later how Frieren joined the initial first let's say voyage. Much later. So like it's like cool tiny story in the story to tell the old story and the new story at the same time, and like the way it moves is like man, it's beautiful. Like I watched it to make like to put more feel good in the feel good. You know the movies that you like to watch on Sunday. Now me, I watch Frieren on a Sunday afternoon. Like, and I'd reached the peak of it, like where it had like peaked it. So like, bro, I watched like 10 episodes in one day. One Sunday. Like it had gotten like now after every after every episode ending, it felt like a cliffhanger, but it's not like a solo leveling cliffhanger. You're mad. So much adrenaline. Here, like a cliffhanger of, okay, what happened next? It's like how they used to read you storybooks. Okay, how white kids, they read for white books, like bedtime stories. Because in Africa, you're man. Sorry.
Where'd you get that from?
I'm
Have you ever seen a white kid? Not to be racist, but
we're just using context.
a white mom reading to a white kid a bedtime story.
Man, I've never seen a black guy do it. I've seen it in white movies where, like, even in black people in black movies don't read their kids bedtime stories.
The Rock did read a bedtime story.
I haven't watched that movie yet. That's
No,
on me.
He was a tooth fairy.
I think I know that movie. Is it like a popular movie?
Yeah, it's like some old popular movie where he became a tooth fairy with his kiddo.
But anyway, that's one example. You can't mention multiple. If you say white people, you will see so many we're listing. But anyway, that's my point. So, like, at the end of every episode, it feels like, man, they've cut the story short and you want to know what's next. So you just end up watching the next episode and the next episode. And that was from like episode, I think that was like from 7. That's when that started happening for me. From 7 all the way up to like, and at first I even thought, like, okay, there's not going to be that much action, but it actually had like action scenes.
Yeah.
They were kawa and they were like very, very well animated. So like,
Yeah. I didn't. When Stark fought the dragon, I didn't feel it.
that one was rushed. It felt like they made it too fast.
Felt like they didn't.
It felt like the last fight of Sanjino and the ant. People felt like it was rushed.
Yeah.
Sorry for comparison, but like it felt rushed because, man, he had just started and then all of a sudden, hey, I can actually fight this thing.
Yeah.
Then he actually beats it all of a sudden, like out of the blue, bro. And I'm like, yeah. But then later the other fights that come, especially the ones towards the end, which you haven't yet reached. But like, where are you? Because he's right where you are right now.
Where he fought, I passed where he fought the demon Ura. She's called Ura.
Ura?
Yeah.
When they went in the tunnel, not in the tunnel, but in the enclosed thing.
No, the demon called Ura.
Where first put me in context. I forget names.
Remember when this like village was going to make a deal with demons? That demon they would do like a peace treaty with these demons. Yeah.
The guys who are pretending to be nice demons.
Pretending to be nice.
Oh, so she fights the Kabeb with the army.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That thing felt so deep for me. Like it felt so deep.
That's part of the story. Yeah?
Yeah, the fact that she explains to why people don't need to trust the evil side. Felt so
it was.
good
It was
and
actually.
well-written.
It was very well. Like like now you see such scenes.
Yeah.
That's like in a normal. Okay, like in the normal pacing of like a normal anime. That's a scene that you would expect like as a final boss scene. Like the way it's written, they write it in a way of like the build up is so well done. It's like a final arc, but it's not even a final arc because there's a final arc of the whole thing. So like, I really liked it as well. Also, the fact that the demons played their manipulation so well.
Yeah.
That if it wasn't for the other demon wanting to like kill her in prison, they would have pulled it off.
I low-key almost fell for it. I almost felt for their lie. I was like,
man,
because when they gave us a flashback of this kid who was almost going to be dead, and then this kid ate my kid, kill her. No, this demon, it's not even a kid. This demon, and then after that, they give her like time to reform,
to show that she's not so bad.
And all of a sudden, bro, she killed someone else's kid and gives this guy a new kid.
The scene that kills me is when she's like, what does she say? She says, "Mommy, help me." Yeah, she says, "Mommy, help me," and then
she says, "Mommy, help me."
Mommy,
then
Furion
is like, "Why would you do that?" Because these words are so easily
like they make humans
weak
and they feel bad. Like she said that stuff so black. Her face was like, I said them because they make humans weak, and then I know they're not going to kill me. After she had eaten someone's kiddo, someone who raised her. I was like, imagine eating your own sister.
And kill the chief.
And imagine eating your own sister, bro. That's crazy. And she was so like nonchalant.
Empathetic.
No emotions on her face. She was just...
Same thing with that guy. He's called Lungan. The guy who was walking all broad, like he's feeling
the one who looked like their boss.
Yeah. But
they gave that guy. He said the same thing, but I liked how they gave that guy. Then he realized mid-fight, I've encountered such an ass whooping before. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I also loved when they mentioned that they explained it in a way when Frieren was with her old master,
Yeah.
where they were trapped and met like a group of demons.
Yeah.
And this master explains that demons usually undermine people because of their mana. So mana is like this thing that they call it. To give you a reference, it's like chakra.
Yeah.
So mana is like that thing that you would give off to show like your presence, that you're worthy, you're strong.
It's like Nen or Chakra or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like even like a spiritual thing. Imagine like a demon comes up to you and he's like, "Hey man, I can't step near to that guy."
Yeah, like he's
Bro,
spiritual.
so spiritual.
He's just his mob.
So she explained it in a way. Demons undermine people because people who are able to like reduce that mana and like not give it off to like the full extent.
No, actually, she was like, demons. Okay, there's like a mana rule. Like you're supposed to show what your strength is.
Yeah.
Because for them, in there, it's like a rank. It's like stars if you're in the military.
Yeah.
The more your mana, the stronger you are, the more respect you get.
Yeah.
It's like if I have money, of course I'm going to show you I have money because I have more money than you. So that's the mana version of it. And what Frieren's mentor discovered is there's a flaw in the system. If I can control how much I show, I can just... So now for them, to the demons, it was cheating because you're being untruthful.
It's like you're lying.
Which is funny because
demons lie every day.
But so yeah.
That's one thing they couldn't lie about.
Yeah.
Mana.
Which was like, it was interesting, but the way she put it in context is like, it's the only thing they have. Like, why would you willingly disadvantage yourself in a society where your ranking and hierarchy is entirely dependent on how much mana you give off? So like, why would you hide it? That's like being rich and wanting to live in the slums. Like, why would you do that? So like when she figured, but she was also very sharp. When she figured out the flow in the system, she was like, hey, Skawa. So now she like started compressing her mana. So like when Frieren pulled up, especially to that chick, the chick with the Ura.
It's like Aura, but Ura. They say it as Aura.
Yeah. So this Ura babe who thought, man, I'm mob strong. Look at all these guys, these corpses I'm controlling. I can see, because you can see, like when you have mana, you can see someone else's mana. Like same way you can feel someone else's chakra or someone else's nen. So she was like, bro, me have finessed you. You're not anywhere near as strong as me. Then Frieren is like, hey, that's what you think. And she's like, now, for you guys, I know how you guys operate. Now, for me, let me first show you.
Oof.
She first releases how mana, yo.
Oof, bro.
Spoiled for you guys, but are you saying his ooh? And he was saying it was mid.
Bro.
Are you saying his ooh?
I felt it. Like that thing, I just felt it right there, bro. That's the part that I just felt.
Yeah. Now, there's like, because now, I think that's the highest combat part up to that point.
Yeah.
It's like the most enticing fight.
Something that gives you going like every other episode.
For those guys who like color and flashy things and kicks and No,
but it is a highly recommend.
Those guys who like
like
Naruto without story, because Naruto is a very good example of something that has all the fighting but also has depth. So if you like only the fighting, and you're waiting for it, it's that if you reach that point, the rest, like the episodes after that, they have a lot more of it. So like, don't give up, man. Like Frieren was so good that, because if you're to look at objectively, yeah. If you're to look at like its strengths in comparison to like, let's say, because it only won one thing in the Anime Awards. I'm bringing back the Anime Awards because this was like a conversation you had in the other episode, and like in all the criteria that it was, because there was best MC. It was named best MC. It only won,
I think, VA
voice actress. That's crazy. Even soundtracks did win.
Touching.
Frieren soundtracks were hard. The art, the environment. They did paintings. Like they actually had to paint it to like make the environment come to life. Like that's crazy. The attention to detail. The animation was peak. Like if you're not watching it in 720p, obviously, because like, how are you going to?
Yeah.
This guy sounds unsure. What do you mean? Yeah, say it with chest.
No, the background was there.
the environment, but the actual animation was also actually
It's just like
good.
any other medieval anime.
Yeah, no, but the
But I feel like it's day. Like, yeah, it's day.
it's good.
Okay.
Go and watch. Let me see. Medieval.
Vinland Saga.
It had better environment than
Yeah,
Vinland
yeah,
Saga.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And I love Vinland Saga.
Frieren had
To heaven and back.
Frieren had better background than
Yes.
Vinland Saga.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Bro, the detail, the color. Did you know? Have you noticed? Yeah.
Okay, maybe
it's
because
very
that's
hard.
Viking.
No. It's very hard to, if something looks the same, to make it look different. And every time they moved from one town to another, every town looks different. It didn't look like, oh, this person used the templates of this same town and replicated it to like differentiate how the different towns look like. Each town has had its own unique personality. That's
They had their
very
nice
hard
palettes.
to do.
Yeah.
That's very hard to do. The palettes, the environment.
I get
the
you. I get you.
Yo.
I see it.
Bro.
I see it.
The
Is it
answer
because
I can't even.
is it because mostly they spend most of their time like outdoor, not indoor, not in town actually?
Oh yeah, they spend most of their time. You see why that's even harder? Because imagine, let me put it in context of. Imagine yesterday your anime is underwater themed. You have to make every part of the sea, this, let's say, supposed characters go to realistic, but also different, so that it looks different from the past town that they're from. So that then look like, man, this is all water. It all like I might have bashed. I don't want to bash Nemo, but like Finding Nemo, like
Nemo.
they looked different, but they looked like they were in the same lake. It didn't look like a sea. If memory serves me right, I might be inaccurate.
When did you last watch Nemo?
I rewatch actually very often.
Because
Just the last
I
time
did.
I watched something it wasn't Nemo, it was Cars. So
Lightning McQueen.
yeah.
Got
But
it.
yeah, the environment, the MC was good, the soundtrack was good.
Wait. Let's do it like this. Give me 5 things that you loved about Free Reign, and I'll give my 5 things that I loved about Free Reign.
No, give me the 5 things that you didn't like.
I didn't like. No, let's start with a good part, bro. Let's
Okay, fine.
Let's start with a good
let's
meat.
Give it, let's first.
Let's give it a
okay.
good meat.
Depth. It's too deep. It's like quicksand deep. It's very deep. The pacing. At first, I didn't like the pacing, but then I
felt it was intentional.
I discovered that after
a
watching
with a
more
sarcastic
episodes.
fun. Is it fun?
It's very funny, by the way.
She's so
It's funny.
sarcastic, man.
Funny, sarcastic. Then Fun and what's the guy's name?
Stark.
Fun and Stark have this odd like thing going on.
Weird
and
chemistry.
then Fury and herself is bloody funny because she's like she lives among humans but doesn't necessarily understand them, so she's just part of the crew. She's just in the boat there. Like there's some things that these guys are like super scared of, and she's just like yo, when they reach the town and like first instinct, because she was in the heroes party, that's what the group was called, the heroes party. So first instinct you'd think this is a hero, as in superhero, comes here to save people. When Babe saw these demons, she was like, guys, I'm DP. Aren't you going to save the town? She's like, no, let's go to another town. I'm like, bro, what? Yo,
when she thought
funny.
when she thought she was going to be accused. of killing
even
them.
before that. Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah.
so. But like initially when she saw them,
Yeah.
the reason why she didn't confront them as much is, man, why she died? She's not here for the smoke, bro.
She's seen people
She's like,
go
bro,
and
man.
come.
That's too much energy for me. Let me take this easier route. Soka, she's supposed to save people. That's crazy. That stuff was, those scenes were mashing me. Also, like how she didn't necessarily understand love. She started understanding it as she was remembering her memories
Himmel.
with like Himmel, and then like in that remembrance, she's like, oh, I think me and this guy were like in love, but she doesn't know that.
didn't know that.
Like, it's not like a feeling. Her brain can register an emotion. So like it's very
so
deep.
Cool,
It's
bro.
very funny.
Uh-huh.
The environment is really, really beautiful. Like it's beautiful. Like it's a beautiful scenery. I feel like, you know how we are very in the digital era, or like in our urban era, everywhere there's like car hooting. Like if you want to experience
Nature.
the countryside, without going to the countryside, watch Free Reign. Because like it's that immersive.
That's solid.
It's that immersive. Are you
Yeah.
seeing how the environment cooked? Like you feel like you're there, bro.
Yeah.
What else? I liked like every character was placed there with intention. The first time I saw characters that weren't placed there with as much intention was towards the end, but that made sense because now this is an exam of people from random places, so like it would have been hard to string. But if you look at every town that they went to, there was a connecting character.
Yeah.
A character that if they went there, they either knew someone that Free Reign knew, or they knew someone connected to Stark, or someone connected to Farn.
Yeah.
When they went to pick up the priest, they knew someone connected to a Farn through like Farn's, I want to say Farn's father, the priest who raised Farn.
Yeah, the priest
Visited that town and inspired that guy who they found in that town to become a priest.
Become a priest, yeah.
And then for Stark, they go to a different town and then they find
The warrior.
the warrior, or like
What are they called? Elves.
no.
They're called
They're not elves. They're other things that aren't elves. Dwarfs.
dwarfs.
Yeah. So they find like you see like everything was so intentional. Then also when they met the monk when they were stuck in the winter, that monk later comes back. Like it's like every character is stringed and like it's like everything's connected, but you don't know it yet.
And they don't rush it.
And it's so slow and like it's like if it was fast, it would have been bad.
They don't need to rush it. Like
They don't need to
they
rush it.
never needed to rush it.
It was so like just know it was like a smooth sea and you were sailing.
We've gaslit the author, man.
Yeah. But those are three. Are those three or four
Did
things I
like
mentioned?
four things.
Fifth thing I like about Free Reign, I really liked the animation when it came to the fighting, because like towards like man, the animation was actually like it was high, like it was like very high.
Production.
Yeah, high production. Like you could see like this guys actually it's very like they didn't slack because we have this strength of our story being so compelling. We can like chilla cut on the animation. Like it was like Demon Slayer type of animation quality. Like it was really good. Really good. Yeah. So it was good. It was funny. It's slow and interesting. It was like a series. I felt like I was watching us. It wasn't too unrealistic.
Yeah.
Speaking
That's
from
why I
a
say
point of view of people who don't watch anime and watch anime, they be like, hey man, anime has too much flick. Like
Exaggerated.
it's too exaggerated. Like there's very little exaggerism in Free Reign. It's a good, well
it's like-
written and
it's like
told
a normal
fantasy
day.
story. Yeah.
It's like a normal day on Earth, man.
In a fantasy world.
In
Yeah.
a fantasy world.
Yeah, with magic and whatever. But like, man, it's cool, man. Like, watch Free Reign. Yeah.
My
So,
five
what are
things.
yours?
My 5 things. Of course, you touched on depth.
Mhm.
I just love the way, because for me, it grabbed me from episode 2. I feel like if I had watched episode 1 up to episode 2, I would have loved it straight on, because it hit me when she realizes the later on in the series, you get to realize that she had to carry on her crewmates' memories with her.
Yeah.
And you get to realize that they used to, in order for you to be remembered back then, they would build like statues of you. And if you did something important, so if you're just lousy, they won't do anything for you to be remembered. But another way you could have been remembered back then for like over centuries was to like have a connection with someone who lives longer. For example, Free Reign.
Did you reach the part where they met the guy who sits at the entrance of a village?
Yeah. That was so cool.
That
bro.
part was so deep. This guy has been, because elves live very long. The dwarfs live long, but elves live longer than dwarfs. So this guy is a dwarf and he's been guarding around like a very remote village. And like now they show us like they clip back in time and they show us like, let's say after 30 years of him guarding this village, someone comes and asks him why you guarding, then he gives them the reason. Then like they show us like that 3 times. So the 3rd time they ask him why you guarding it and he doesn't remember. He just knows he's supposed to be guarding it. And then they show us why he was initially guarding it is because it was his wife's home village and she loved it so much. But like he's been so like he's been doing it for so long. He forgot his reason for doing it, but he remembers his reason was very important, so he can't stop doing it. Yo, that stuff hit. I was like, gang.
Yeah. And later on, he then remembered.
Yeah, he then remembers
thanks to
when he
Fury.
talks to Fury, because when he talks to someone with that, like it's just like when you talk to an old friend, when you've forgotten some stuff, like let's say you did like back when you were still a child, and they're like, hey, remember this moment you had actually forgotten, but it triggers the memory in your brain, and you're like,
when you forgot their names.
yeah, you've even forgotten names of the people you used to be with.
Yeah.
That's that scene, among the deepest scenes for me. Yo, that scene was deep, man. I was like, that's love, gang. Because humans live like average lifespan, let's say 60, 70 years. Elves live 500. And dwarves live half of that, so like 200, 300.
No, elves live centuries. Firin was 1,000 years
Bro.
old.
Hey, so the dwarf was 500 actually.
Yeah,
he had overlived his.
The warrior
lifespan.
says that I would live less than Firin. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Firin will live like as long as she needs, bro.
Yo. Man, nothing touched me. You're just there. You just wake up.
Yeah.
Every day. You go and sit down. You've forgotten why you're sitting down, but you remember. Maybe it touched me because I have short-term memory. Because like me, there's some things I be doing, yeah, and I don't remember why
you're doing it.
I'm doing. Like I told myself I'm going to do this thing, but I've forgotten the reason I told myself. But I remember the time I told myself to do this thing.
Yeah.
The reason I had was very important, so I just can't do it. Like I just can't break the rule, so I have to do it regardless.
Crazy.
I think that's why there's that emotional connection anime gives you. Like when you see yourself in a character and you become more attached to it, because it's like, yo, damn.
Did you see yourself as Firin?
In her funny moments a bit, like the moments where she's like, she knows she's being funny, but like she's just chilling.
She's trying to be funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like the who Stark's birthday, when Fan was asking what gift should I give Stark, and she had that potion which removes. When Stark was asking what was it the other way around. Anyway, remember the potion that removes the clothes.
Yeah, Fern shrinks the clothes.
That shrinks clothes.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, boy, I have a good idea of a gift that
For a
men
male.
like. So she checks her thing in, and she's like, yeah, this potion. And Fan recognizes it because Firen had told Fan about the potion and when it does. So Fan sees it and is like, wait, be serious. She throws it away. Like now those moments are like, that's how I see myself in
My
Firen.
second thing why I really love Firen, it did not over sexualize women, bro. It kept it so chilled.
Fan service. That's
didn't do too much.
That's the
bro.
definition of fan service. Sexualizing characters.
Yeah, but usually when you watch like certain anime,
Fire Force.
I mean, okay, she was. I later realized it's a little valid for her to be like that, but then they overdid it.
That's what anime is.
They overdid it.
Yeah,
For
that's
Frieren, they
that's
kept it so.
Now that shows you that
restricted,
makes your story even like it's very easy for you to sell. That's what I'm saying. That's why it deserved more, because it's very easy for you to make people like a show by doing things that people like. Like if you know people like fan service, you're going to put a lot of fan service. You know people like really like basically average anime fan likes fights. If your anime has no fights, niggas are not going to watch it.
First 2 episodes, no fights.
Guys are pushing on. So like to do like out of the bracket things like that, and you compose something that's that good that even people who really like action sequences and like so much, they get to a level of appreciating it. The soundtrack is also mad. The cinematography, I don't know if anime has him, but like the scenery is so beautiful. Like, man, top marks.
That's cool. That's cool. Third thing, the way Frieren didn't have to like show herself as, you know, this almighty strong. She knew she was her, but she was like, I'm chilled, bro. I'm an old lady, bro. I don't need to show my whole ass strength to the whole world,
she's
bro.
not like you watch One Punch Man, yeah?
Yeah.
You know that small green babe. She's a number 2 in the heroes. She's ranked number 2. She has green hair.
Yeah.
That babe is a problem, bro. In fact, when I saw Frieren, I remembered her because she's a total opposite. This one knows what she wants everyone to know. I'm strong. I'm stronger than you. I'm stronger than you. Frieren is just chilling.
She's just chill.
She's just chilling. Keep it pushing. She minds her business, bro.
Keep it pushing.
She just minds her business. Like I promise. She just wants to collect flowers. Remember the first journey she goes on with Fan.
Yeah.
Fan is so stressed. They go to she's like, okay, where are we going? They go to some random place. They look for a plant, a flower for 2 years, bro. Remember, for she's an elf.
Flower, yeah,
that's
yeah.
like 2 days in her life.
Yeah.
Fan is like, but guy, we have to move. First, she's like, no,
I'm getting old, bro.
relax. Fan is like, bro, there's no relaxing. And like Fan keeps that thing every time they go to a town.
Yeah.
And Firen is like, let's stay here for a while. She's like, by the way, wait. Make sure your while is less than a year. Me, for us, we grow old, bro. We age normally. No, I don't like you. She's like, guys, chill. Like she just
Doesn't care, bro.
she's so chill. Like I like her lifestyle. Like she just wants to enjoy everyday life. Look for her funny spells. Meanwhile, she's so strong. But the spells she looks for, she wants a spell to make, let's say, chocolate tea, or like a flower that smells a certain way, or to make weeds go away. Some useless spells in the eyes of an average mage, because average mage would be like, hey man, I'm going to look for a spell that makes me good in combat for this and this and this.
Yeah.
She's collecting spells for tea, to make tea, as if Uncle Ira.
To make
Bro.
even cake.
Cake. Random jazz, bro. So yeah, what was you're still going? Sorry for cutting you short.
I think fourth.
Yeah,
Fun. Fun was just so sarcastic.
that's true.
Like to me, I would want to be I'm a friend. I think it's Fen.
Yeah, a fan of Fern.
And the fact that they don't, it's Fen and then Free Reign. I think they just merge it together and just be like, let's just make it similar.
I don't know if that was intentional, but yeah, that's cool.
I think that was
actually.
intentional. Maybe they didn't have enough time. Fifth is the music.
Soundtrack was busing, yo.
Soundtrack
was
just
busing.
got deep and deeper.
I don't know if the soundtrack was in the anime awards, but if it was and Firen didn't get it, thieves, jail is where you deserve to be. You don't deserve to walk on the streets as a free person. Go to jail, free card. Don't stand, go directly to jail. Impel down, in fact.
That's too much, but
Man, me those awards pissed me off. They were so annoying.
every year they piss someone off. So
Apocalypse Diaries won nothing. It won one thing. What was it?
it was actually interesting. Not gonna lie.
Apocalypse Diaries is beyond interesting, but it's a very also real well done story of the olden. Okay, the setting is also like the setting captured me because it's like olden Japanese whatever, and the whole it was too good.
Preparing females.
Also dungeons
For
and
marriage.
delicious in
Delicious
dungeon. I watched an episode. I haven't watched too much of that one, so
I love
I
it
don't
because
know.
it really teaches you how to cook.
yeah.
Low key. Okay, low key you just appreciate cooking. You start to appreciate cooking.
I might watch it for that reason.
Yeah, because the way I think he's also a dwarf. Okay, he's some kind of warrior. The way he just mentions the detail in which I'm going to like slice this meat and slice this animal and make it like into a juicy thing.
Pause. You said slice this meat, but yeah. I need to watch Delicious in Dungeon because I've also been told, like, okay, the people who are ranking the shows, they said Apocalypse. Okay, people who I follow and I respect, whose taste I respect. They liked Delicious in Dungeon. They liked Apocalypse, which I did as well. They liked Free Reign. They liked Solo Leveling least, obviously, same as me. They liked the movie Look Back. I haven't watched it. Then they liked the romance thing. The romance was what? They also agreed that Demon Slayer winning best comeback anime was us. They expected
Infinite Castle. Oh, you expected the Bleach thing.
Bleach, mostly One Piece. But then they were like also not so mad because One Piece has always taken it every year. And then for comedy, Marshall won, but they thought what was the other one? They thought Spy X Family or I'm forgetting the other one. Should have won. Yeah, but that's a small rundown of the anime awards. So now other feel good animations.
Yeah, we need to give the audience at least 5, make them 10.
10, guy. I don't
No,
study
5,
these things. 10.
Okay, no.
Okay, feel good.
Let's do okay, just mention a couple of feel good animations that probably people haven't watched, but we loved. In a little bit of a detail.
Start us off.
Start us off. Hey guys, a quick one. If you're enjoying the show and there's some part of it that made you geek out, it would really mean a lot to us if you'd share this with your friends on Instagram, Snapchat, or any other platform that you use. This way we're able to grow as a community, find more like-minded people like you guys, and you can write us a review, let us know what more we should do to help you find your people. We appreciate you. Let's get back into it. 1. Okay, it has to be less than at least 100 episodes. Less than 100 episodes.
I guess.
Guys, put me on the spot. But feel good. I would say Megalobox.
Nigga, that thing has jabs.
Yeah, I'm into that.
So for you, when people are fighting, it makes you relax.
No, but if you think like it had a deep meaning like later on in the story, where the guy, the coach, his coach died.
His coach died. I haven't watched it, but I know it's about jobs. So
yeah, it's really deep. Because imagine this guy who wants to join like wrestling and he never gets a chance to join wrestling because he's probably poor and can't afford big armor. And the reason why that happens is because his coach manipulates him to throw the matches so that he wins the bet, and then he gets money. But his cut is not even that much. But all his life he just wants to enter a ring and do the most.
Oh, so like the build up to the whole story is the feel good part.
Yeah. So you just see this character just trying to prove himself that he is a good fighter, that he deserves his flowers.
Prove to himself, or like prove to also the world.
To prove to himself, I think most of the time. Because most of the time he's like, I am good, but then he still gets knocked down. But then
still beat his ass.
They still beat his ass. Tough. Surprisingly. But then over time he becomes well trained. And he loses. There's like that sad part in the end that I wouldn't want to spoil it for you, but he just ends up losing most of it, and you're like, what was all this for?
Like he loses.
He didn't win. He didn't win that one match.
The one he was so excited and
he built his whole character towards.
Sad. Guys, sometimes mangakas write things like, bro.
But I really, that touched me because it's like a sport that I'm interested in. When I see guys just having a good skill in jabbing.
Yeah, you want some pass? Yeah. Look at this clown.
He's supposed to hit like this. I was hitting like this. But yeah.
Anyway, okay. My feel good anime. Okay, since you've also gone a bit
sporty.
Yeah, though I'm not going to go sporty. Mine is 86. Feel good. I really like it. Because like a portion of the feeling I had while watching Frieren, I could relate to 86. Because when I was watching it, same thing. Have you watched this?
I've not finished it. But
but like I liked that. Then there's so much death. It's literally like a Kamiga kill. I like stories that are written contrary to popular writing, where like it doesn't have to be characters dying, but that's usually a characteristic of them. Like they usually kill off characters.
Yeah.
So this man niggas are just dying. Then they get to know that, hey man, there's segregation between these guys, and they dump these guys to fight the other things. And they're like, they don't even consider these guys as humans. They are weapons. So go and fight for us. Make sure we don't die. And then there's this babe.
Dying.
And then there's this babe in the Imperial who was raised, and first she just has a different perspective. The handler. So man, it's just deep. I really liked it.
Well,
it's a good one. So feel good. I would categorize it as feel good. Yeah.
God of High School. That's my second.
Bro, I hated that show. Bro.
I don't know why, because maybe because it has punch. No, let me drift away from like punches and all that. Let me come back to like just broad that even anybody can watch who's not into like fight scenes and anything like that. I would say Parasite. Yeah.
Feel good.
Yeah.
We're going to start questioning what this man's definition of feel good is. Parasite is feel good.
Yeah.
First, define feel good, man.
No,
because
reason why Parasite felt good to me and funny because it was weird. Imagine a slug, some kind of alien enters your arm and you have to walk with that thing through, like, in town. It's just like, for me when I saw it, my imagination would go like, what if, let me say, I'm walking around town with torn shoes, or like I have like a big wound on my head. Will I be, how would that make me feel? Because that's what that character is. He's this guy who's trying to fit in, but then he gets this weird alien on him, and he's now realized, man, how am I going to fit in with this weird thing that pops out its eye every single time?
I mean, to each their own. That's such a different perspective
So
from what I digested while watching Parasite.
Yeah, it felt weird, but also it felt like, in that perspective, if that ever happened to me, would I survive in like a normal high school?
That's crazy. Like, this just shows that when people are like consuming art, like, you digest it differently.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, bro, that's crazy. Actually, like, for me, what disqualifies Parasite from being feel good is what happens between him and his mom. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
After that
was tight.
Imagine now, me, that's not, in the whole show, that's the part where I put myself in his shoes. I'm like, if it were me, uncle, cut the show. Nah, guy.
That was tight.
Nah, so I can't even.
Because why I fell in love with it, I held it off like for so long because it looked weird until I tried to digest it. Like, I just tried to put myself in that character's shoes. What would I do? Every time I'm watching an anime, I'll be like, what would I have done?
Nah, for me, Parasite, hakuna, I feel good. Nah, Jang, nah, my bro.
Kali.
Okay, feel good. Let's see. I really liked, this is a movie, Princess Momonoke is a feel good. It has a bit of action, but it has just enough action. It's like Frieren. It's not too much. It's just enough. And the story is wholesome. This guy gets the whole thingy, the god cursing him and him being the prince of his village, and he's not supposed to stay with it. So he has to go and find a solution.
Yeah.
Then he's traveling. I also think because it has the whole traveling thingy, I would also maybe put, I want to say Jobless Reincarnation, but so many things are obviously going to hold me from saying Jobless Reincarnation is a feel-good anime.
I drugged.
But
yeah.
You drugged?
I did drug.
You drugged?
Yeah.
Did you drug more than Frieren?
No.
Okay.
Frieren. Okay, for me, I just have
like if you had to compare.
I weird disgust when they overdo the pedophile thing, bro.
You guys, I have a very hot take. If you digested Jobless Reincarnation as pedophilia, you're the pedophile. Because this guy gets reincarnated as a kiddo. In that moment, he's not a man. He's maybe it's because I watched it when I was young, like a bit younger. But like me, I didn't see. You know this stuff when someone tells you something and then your eyes open up to it, but like that had never been an option in my mind.
Damn.
Oh my God, this guy is an adult. Me, I saw it's like when you die and they birth you in another life. Of course, your conscience is going to continue, but now I'm starting from zero. I'm now a child again. It's just okay. It was weird, but it never registered as pedophilia. It registered as this is weird sexual energy to be having with
a kiddo.
No,
kiddo to have that. It wasn't a kiddo.
She's just a kiddo. It's okay. It's weird for a kiddo to have this much sexual energy, but what? Like, because you know they call it pedophilia because of the chick that he's training. Is he training her?
No, the chick is training her. It's training him.
The chick that's training him, rather. Yeah. So, and then that's the whole pedophile. Now, me, I'd seen that I'd recognized that this is a bit out of pocket for a kid to be this active. Yeah? But then, guys are like, pedophile. I'm like, but wait, the babe is like this old. This guy is like this. Who's the pedophile?
I see the contrast.
Are you getting
I see the
But
contrast.
guys are like, this guy is the pedophile because in his mind he's older. Like he's a man in a boy's body. But she doesn't know that.
I see the contrast.
Are you seeing? So like that thing, I'm like, man, let's first look at this thing properly. Season 2 aside, I'm saying season 1. You guys. I really liked that show, yo. I love that show.
Yeah.
I hear guys saying, "At if you love this show, you have questionable character." I'm like, yeah. Nah, man. I'll defend that show, bro. You guys are the weird ones. Yo, why is your mind digesting things like that?
Confused me because I stopped when the kid was becoming stronger with his sorcery.
Oh yeah, he
and all
becomes
that.
very strong.
And they
I
have to go for
haven't
that.
watched it in a minute, but there's also that whole traveling thing where they go around like different towns. They were looking for her because these guys get separated. I don't want to overspoil. They get separated when the whole magic thingy happens.
Mm-hmm.
The dad stays sobbing. No, the dad goes looking out for them. Then he and the girl are now obviously also looking for each other's families and stuff. I think they find the mom. They find that dad. He had become like, hey man, guy had lost hope. But now that dad, now for me, in the scenes that were more out of pocket, how do you just get a kiddo with the house help? Just like that. And he didn't defend himself. Like when they confronted him,
the wife
was like, man. That was literally what he was like. He had no defense. Now there I agree, sour day. There is man,
It's
be
out of
serious.
pocket,
Yeah.
bro.
But like the rest, man, you guys are you're the problem. And you're the problem. But yeah, I really like Jobless Reincarnation as well. Give us another recommendation. So far I'm on 3
I'm on 2.
you're on 2. Yeah, you're on 2.
I'm on 2. Bro, I had written this down, bro. But I didn't come with a note. But I don't want to go with stuff that have a lot of fighting, but Skate 8 is also
Skate 8 is valid.
it's a feel good show.
That's valid. Actually, I agree with that because it's like,
I think even if you're not like a skater, you just love
reminded
it.
me of one.
Yeah.
But it's really good because it also doesn't have too much.
Yeah. And it seemed just trying to fit in, you know, with the boys.
Because it came from the whole snowboarding thing.
Yeah, man, almost every. But I realized I was watching a video like yesterday. Like just for guys who want to like get into like story writing, and also want to get into story writing. The reason why they do it like that, most stories they do it like that, is because they want the character itself. The way when you're like building a character, they want them to have a certain belief that they think that is the only way that they will probably make sense of their world. But the reason now, what makes you watch it all the way is because that belief is, you're also attached to that belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of it all, like the way Naruto also grows up, because his belief was that it's more or less like pain and loneliness, that I'm going to be alone unless I become the Hokage.
Oh, yeah.
So that was his like whole belief. I have to prove myself to like everyone else because nobody has liked me like for the past, ever since I was born. So if that's also a belief that you are attached to, you end up watching that anime all the way through.
But also, like, that's another way anime mirrors humanity, because actual human beings live like this. Like, if you find someone who's like, if they were bullied, if they were made fun of, that's why guys have revenge seasons. And you find the guy was a skinny, scrawny guy used to bully in primary. You find him after he has grown, the guy is big. He's like, you come now. You come. Come on. Oh, sure. You get it? So like this whole, your experience or like what you go through sort of also defines your journey. If you've grown up broke, you're like, man, bro, I'm going to work as hard as I can and lock in to make sure, man, I have something so that my kids don't go through what I've gone through, and like they have a better life so that they can go to school and they're not making fun of their torn shoes, be like, man, this guy, nah, bro. So like it mirrors reality, and I really like that.
So now, does that remove the exception of what defines like a feel-good show?
Does it remove it as an exception? Like, no, it doesn't.
So does that mean like a feel-good show still like has to hold that certain beliefs, like painful beliefs? Because Free Rein,
I feel good doesn't have to be anything. It's just majority of what let's say what is characterized as feel good, or to most people comes off as feel good, has like certain criteria, but anything could be a feel good show. You could even make, it's just like how the story is written and how the delivery is done and the presentation and how the character comes off and the performance you get. But anything could be a feel good.
Okay. What do you look for in a feel good? For example,
for me personally,
if I say the first 4 episodes, the 4 episode rule.
No. 4 episode rule applies to all anime. This is outside even feel good anime. Like,
okay,
if an anime bores me beyond 4 episodes, there has to be that one thing that has made me peak intrigue that I'm like, okay, let me be a bit more patient beyond the 4 episodes.
Yeah.
But if I don't have that one thing, usually it's like a concept of it. It could be the power system concept. Let's say they have a unique approach to the whole power system thing, or there's a compelling character. Like I said, when you see yourself in a character, it's easier for you to continue watching something because it's like you're looking at yourself through a third angle person. Like you're looking at yourself from up, but in someone else. Or what else could intrigue me? The villains. I like good villains. If a villain introduction has been done in the first 4 episodes, I want to see how this villain's backstory and how he was like, how he came to be like this. Like I like psychological things, so I like to understand this person can't just be like this. Like no one is born like evil. You get it? They become. Everyone's like the world corrupts and whatever, or like your experiences, whatever. Yeah. So I like to get to know that. That's what I usually look for in that. This is outside feel good. But for feel good is something that wouldn't put me, which is something Frieren was unique because like you still have that eagerness of this is a cliffhanger. Like they've left me blue balled. So I want to watch another episode, but it's not to the extent of, it's not such a high cliff. It's a cliffhanger, but not such a high cliff of a One Piece episode ending at the end of a fight and you have to wait for next week for the next release, or what else is that? Or like, what else? Or like a Solo Leveling, or like a Demon Slayer. Those are, let's say, anime that usually have really steep cliffhangers where they're like, they've left you there and guys chop and just have to even read the manga. That type of cliffhanger. You feel good anime doesn't have that type of, it doesn't.
Dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine and adrenaline. It doesn't give you that much of an adrenaline rush. Like you can watch it when you're calm. Like you're calm. Like it's like a family movie. For a really good description. It's like a family movie, like a movie you'd watch on Christmas. That's the that's the emotion. I feel good. Yeah. It's like it's chill. You're chilling. You don't. There's not too much going on. I tell you, Simanya, this one has done this. I tell you, like where the show is so intense. It's intense in a very subtle way. It's actually the word I've been looking for. Feel good animes are usually subtle. They're like, you see, like how there's buzz of like music buzz, like or sound. So the louder I am, like becomes a high bar. I feel they have like a consistency. Their thing is like it's good. It's good within the. It's not
some nice ways.
You're not. Your heart is not leaping out of your chest. You're watching the show and say, like, you see a plot twist like Attack on Titan. You're like, gang. Like it doesn't have
why.
It's very like you can watch it when your heart is at peace. Yeah, you don't. If you have pressure, we don't have to worry about you. Whereas some shows, if you have pressure, my G, you have to have you on speed there, man.
Bro, that's a wild reference, bro.
That's what feel good is.
That's a wild reference, but man, that means the ones I was bringing on to categorize and feel good wouldn't be there.
Especially Parasite. Parasite, the rest I feel like could be, but like Parasite is like, did you watch what I watched, man?
I mean, okay, maybe my perspective was different.
But then your perspective was also different, yeah.
My perspective
that
but Delicious in Dungeon is a feel good.
It sounds like a feel good. It sounds like a feel good.
It sounds like a feel good. Yeah.
No, I'm saying it sounds because I haven't yet watched it.
I mean, yeah.
So it sounds like I feel good. Because even the title itself, it's just like...
I was so stressed, bro. When I saw the title Delicious in Dungeon, I didn't expect it to be like madly about dishes.
Are they in a dungeon though? They're in a dungeon.
They were. They are.
They are. Like in a cave.
They do go into a dungeon
So when they cook and the smoke comes, then they suffocate.
No, like, you know how a dungeon has like different portals to different
channels,
realms and stuff like that. So it's even they get to explore like a forest or something that has also different juicy meals that they get. Yeah. So they do some plantain meals, also some, like protein meals. Like then he just describes why eating certain meals would make you a little bit stronger, a little bit, alert as you try to, go into war.
I should watch it. No, I'm on a workout journey, so I need a dieting plan. I just get a dieting plan by watching Delicious.
It's a feel good. That was what I think. That's what you would even watch with like a kid.
Sometimes it can be watched with a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good anime. Yeah. So yeah.
That's yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. You're still going with your recommendations. Oh, we're done.
But we could ask the audience to give us, in the comments.
Yeah, guys, let us know. Let us know. Tell us.
Good recommendation. Something that we can watch like this week.
You know that I'm not going to watch it. But yeah, I'm tired of feeling good.
No, by the time.
Oh, the episode releases, perhaps. But me, I want dark things. Grief, pain, berserk, monster, vagabond, dark things. Vinland, dark, death, sadness. That's what I want. It's a reality. Did you know? Life. No, it's a reality of life, because imagine living life without pain.
No, I can't imagine.
It makes life so.
I love this. I was watching this video on Instagram. This girl says, imagine the god of life, and you ask him, and I want money. Then I want to be healthy. No, I want to look fit. I want to be fit. And then he's like, okay, I will make you run 200 laps every single day, and I'll make you jog and do all those squats, 1,000 squats a day. Then he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. But if you really want to go to be fit, you have to go through that pain of 100 squats, 2,000 squats.
Yeah.
So that's what you're into.
Yeah, like it shows that the man, as a human being, you go through so many things. Not that all of them as extreme as the ones portrayed in anime, but like you can't grow without pain, for one. But also, like man, it's real. Like that's the texture of life. It's like texture is texture because there's rough and smooth. They can't only just be smooth. If there was only smooth, there would be no rough, and then the whole concept would not exist as there would be no, without light, there can't be darkness. Without darkness, there can't be light. Both need to coexist to give the other meaning. You get?
Cool.
So for life to be good, for you to have joy, pain has to exist.
Yeah.
Because what is joy if there's no pain? If you don't know what joy isn't, how would you know what joy is? And how would you appreciate it more when you have it if you've not experienced pain?
Preach. Damn.
So yeah. So that's why I like that psychological mind bending. I like that stuff. So me recommend that stuff. Me, that's the stuff I want to watch. Especially when the story is good. Usually, sometimes it's accompanied by a really good villain, which is why I really like villains. But like, it doesn't have to be a villain.
Okay, that means if the character's depth isn't that deep, I think you're not going to watch it that
Why do you
much.
think I don't like Solo Leveling?
I also don't like it.
Okay. That's majority why. At least so far. Maybe because my point of view comes from the anime, not the manhwa. The manhwa people are always defending it. Maybe if it goes on, but then there's things, man. The problem with the anime community, there can be a show that everyone's like, bro, this show is peak, this show is peak. You go and watch it, and you're like, am I the fool? Someone is lying, but I'm not the liar, because this show is not peak. This, like, guys can be like, yo, man, this, and you're like, sawa. You guys you've glazed. Let me go and watch. You go and watch, and you're just like,
you give it time. Like how I give.
In fact, if I had a description of overrated, that would be part of it.
Like how I give your free reign time.
No, but there's some things, even if you give it time, there's no. It's just. It's like food without taste. It's so flat. No, not in. Like it just has surface level things that attract kids, like how they make a coloring book colorful on top, so that you can.
I remember when you told me you didn't like My Hero Academia.
No, that's a different. That's that for that one. It's not because of that. I don't like it because of Deku's personality. It pisses me off. It's the same way I don't like Tokyo Revengers because of Takemichi. Like man, Crybaby MCs annoy me because you can do something. That is partially the reason why you are a main character.
No, but he did something.
Yes, he did. But I haven't gone all the way up to where you are. Season 6 is where you are.
I think
5, 6.
5.
Anyway, me I haven't reached that far. But for as far where I got, it wasn't.
Because when you think about it, bro, to be honest, the community isn't that good for my MHA.
The fan base, eh?
The fan base, yeah. For me personally, when I say because you kept on talking about you have to be attached to the character. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, belief of a character. For me, MHA, seeing a guy Kido being bullied by guys who are stronger than him, and him living like that for like up to like 16, because it starts when he's like, I'd say 7, 8. But then it goes all the way until like 16. And Mandem is going to like high school, but man is still being bullied and tortured because he doesn't have powers. But then he wants to like do good things. But then all of a sudden, All Might gives him a chance to prove himself. Of course, he's going to be a crybaby, man.
I don't know about, of course, because I've seen so many other people who have gone through the exact journey of this you've just described, and they aren't crybabies.
Give me one.
The one that I could give you, I haven't yet reached. Can I give you something that you haven't yet watched? Like, I can explain it, but that.
Sure.
Sanji. Sanji grew up. Sanji's backstory, like, if there's, like, by the way, the way the guy who writes the way he writes One Piece characters, I don't know if he's lived with so many people with just traumatic childhoods, but One Piece characters have bad childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Sanji is a character that, man, this guy went through some nonsense. Like, his family bullied him. The people he was staying around with bullied him. His dad bullied him. The only person who like appreciated him was his mom. But now he also didn't really have the time to capitalize on that because his mom didn't live for too long. So she was there for a short while. And the only way he got out of it is he escaped on a random ship. Which later...
How old was he? Because
that's the point. He was a kiddo. So now when this when he escapes on a random ship, he goes to now it's like how you escape from home, and then you have to look for like a job to live. So he becomes a cook on this ship.
He was that young.
He was very young, and then now that's when he meets Zeph, the guy, because Zeph is a pirate, and when he comes to the ship and he's looting it, and the ship capsizes, then also now that's more trauma. You've run away from trauma, you're trying to survive, ship capsizes, you're stuck on an island, you don't have food for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's the thing that touched me. That part touched me.
Now let me tell you, if that touched you, you might just cry when you see his actual backstory. Now you see such a character. And if you see how else Sanji is portrayed, Sanji is like the proper guy, apart from his chivalry jazz. Like, man, that guy is not crying like some nonsense. He's Zoro but Zoro who likes women. Like, for context. But like, in terms of personality, he's not going to be there and like woos around at Simanya, man.
Usopp.
Even Usopp has trauma, by the way, when you go into the character depths of Usopp, because his dad abandoned him. He didn't really have a father figure. Or like a figure, because other One Piece characters
Usopp.
Usopp is one of the guys. The little they gave us, that's the depth, but you don't get to realize how deep it is until they reveal the other people that are surrounding Usopp. Because when you see the other guys and you see how much depth then you start interpreting. Because now for him, why he is the way he is and why he tells so many lies is because that's how he knows to survive.
Yeah.
That's his survival system and instinct. Just like how you can find a person, usually funny people are usually very sad, but they tell, like, humor is how they cope. So for him, how he copes is lies, because he's used to, this is how people accept me, or like this is the, so now for him he didn't have a father figure. If you look at other characters, they had someone at some point come in. Nami had that babe who raised her. I've forgotten her name.
Yeah.
Sanji had the
chef,
Zeph, yeah. Zoro had his master.
Yeah.
Luffy had Shanks.
Shanks, yeah.
Who else? Robin had that big thing, that big guy. I've forgotten, the guy who used to be a marine but quit. Forgotten his name. Who else is on there? Chopper had the doctor, and also after the doctor left, she had the babe. So you see, for Usopp had no one. If you look at Usopp's life, he had no one, bro. He just had him and his lies.
From what I remember, his dad was in the beginning until he
joined the pirate. Yeah, he joined Shanks' pirate crew and left and never came back.
Oh damn!
Yeah, so he's when they meet Shanks' full pirate crew, that will be when Usopp sees his dad after a long time. Damn. Imagine that's how you're seeing your dad after a long time. So like you're seeing, all these guys have like that car.
The only one who showed him like a little bit of love was that girl,
the Kabeb, yeah. And he was so attached, and he feels like, okay, compared to the rest of the crew, he's kind of useless. So in that scene, actually, I saw someone explain it. In the scene where why he confronts Luffy have you reached that part?
Yeah, I've reached that part.
When they want to get rid of the Mary.
Ship? Yeah.
Why it was so deep for him, partially it's because the other babe gave it to, like, donated the ship to the crew, but also if you're in a family of, let's say you have siblings, and in all your siblings, you're the weakest link. Like you don't have a use almost.
Yeah.
And then there's this thing, it's, let's say, an item that the value that you would have thought the item had is how long we've had it. Let's say it's a saucepan, because most households have like that frying pan that has lived, that is older than everyone, or like some
generational saucepan.
Generational saucepan. So these guys decide, man, this saucepan, it has finally gotten holes, let's throw it. You see yourself in that saucepan. You're that saucepan partially, because in comparison to everyone else, you're useless. So if they decide to dispose of useless things, removing the fact that, the fact that these guys are my siblings, we won't get rid of them. So for Usopp in that moment, he felt like he was, like, what they did, if this can happen to the Mary, they can also do it to me. Because the Mary had run its course, had become useless. These guys had to go on with the journey, but like at that point in time, they couldn't go with the Mary. And he was like, guys, we can't ditch the Mary. This is the Mary, bro. What are you saying? That's like saying, let's ditch Luffy's straw hat. What, are you mad? We can't do that, bro. So like, he saw himself in the Mary. The Mary was his friend. It was part of the crew.
But the Mary was cooked, not gonna lie.
It was like, they couldn't go any further. But like, in his, like, with his emotions, he was like, what he was feeling was valid.
That's why he's my wannabe character, man.
What's up?
Yeah. He is so useless most of the time. Like when he went, like, in that arc where he tried to go and fight those guys who had stolen their money.
Bambi.
And then they
that
just
shit was sad.
Clapped him.
That shit was sad, bro. That shit was straight up sad. But also how he lost with the money was stupid. So like I was sad, but like I was like, bro, you're stupid to begin with. But like it was still sad nonetheless. Like, man, Bambi, like, beating this guy. Hey, give that guy's things.
Give Usopp his flowers, bro.
But yeah, man. So I don't know what the point was. The point was on Deku,
yeah.
Yeah, that's, so you seeing a person can go through some
mad trauma
and they don't have to be like Deku. Yeah. So yeah.
But I feel like, okay, maybe they overstretch it, because I also reached a point and like, man, guys overstretch it.
Like
I feel like
Caesar.
Deku, you can't do it, but then bruh, the guy's like, I have to be better than this guy.
Yo.
But then I think he also just had a comparison problem, because he used to over compare himself to All Might.
True. No, but All Might was his idol, bro. Can you blame him?
No, I can't.
That's like me. I've grown up. I'm watching basketball. I look at LeBron. LeBron gives me a chance. Of course, I'm going to everything I do. It's like sportsmen when they have kids.
Yeah.
When they enter a professional sport, everyone around the sport would be comparing them to their dad, because that's like that's the person you're being molded after.
Oh, like Bronny.
So like guys be like, hey man, Bronny James, bro, you're cooked, you suck, your ass, what? But
I mean,
it's because they're comparing him to LeBron.
He's coming up.
So yeah,
I mean, maybe because he went to Lakers, but yeah,
because there was some nepotism involved. That's why. Because anyone who has a brain, who half a brain, knows that girl isn't supposed to go to the Lakers. That's a fact. You shouldn't be on payroll.
Take away our man them AD. But anyway.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for today's episode. Let us know, feel good anime. What does feel good anime mean to you? Like when you think about feel good anime, what does that? What's like? What would you describe feel good anime being like? Give us examples. Shoot us like recommendations.
Yeah.
Maybe some shows you guys have watched that you've felt like, man, these are feel good. Also, what characters like are really close to your heartstrings? Like what anime have you watched and you see a character that like you see like yourself in this character? Like who are those characters? What about them? So like let us know in the comments and keep it locked.
What about anime?
We're out.
That would be cool if you actually kicked it.
We're out.